I helped my father cheat on my mother. And I lost her forever because of it. I regret helping my father cheat on my mother. You can judge me all you want. I've heard every insult already, and honestly, nothing hurts more than what I've lived through. My life is a mess, and this is the story of how everything fell apart. I'm a 25-year-old man. My father is 47, and my mother is 45. I'm their only child. My parents met when they were teenagers, both 17 years old. I wasn't planned. My mother got pregnant at 20, and my father was 22. But from the very beginning, my mom never made me feel unwanted. Not once. She was incredible. She worked, cooked, cleaned, and somehow managed to hold the entire household together. She adored my father. Honestly, it felt like she worshipped the ground he walked on. She was devoted, loyal, and deeply family-oriented. Living with her felt safe. Warm. Stable. My father, on the other hand, was the cool parent. He was always there for me, supported me, and treated me more like a friend than a son. Growing up, I admired him. My mom always wanted more children. My father never did. To this day, I don't know why. Everything changed when I was 15. My mother had a serious accident that left her completely bedridden for 8 months. She had savings, but I was studying at a private school, and the bills began piling up fast. My father had to step up working more and taking on responsibilities my mom usually handled. That's when the cracks started to show. He met someone at work. While my mother was stuck in bed, vulnerable and dependent, my father began an emotional affair that later turned into something more. One night 6 months into my mom's recovery, my father came into my room. My mother was asleep. He closed the door, sat on my bed, and broke down crying. I'll never forget that image. He told me he had feelings for a coworker. That the emotions he once felt for my mother were fading. That everything had become too overwhelming and that he had needs too. He showed me their messages. Told me about her. She was 27 years old. Younger. Flirting with him aggressively. I was just a kid. Seeing my father like that destroyed me emotionally. At the time, I wasn't as close to my mom as I was to him. She worked long hours, and we didn't spend as much time together. So I did something unforgivable. I told my father I understood him. And I agreed to help him cover it up. From that point on, he started coming home late. And when my mom asked, both of us told her it was work. I became complicit. For a long time, I never met the woman until one day my father told me we needed to talk about something very important. He took me out and introduced me to her. I was disappointed. She was nothing like my mother. She dressed poorly, acted immature, and honestly gave off a rough, almost gang-like vibe. I couldn't understand what he saw in her. There was no comparison. We sat in a fairly nice restaurant, and that's when he dropped the bomb. She was pregnant. I felt sick. Then, right in front of me, they started kissing. I was disgusted. I asked if the pregnancy was planned. My father said he didn't know but that he intended to keep the baby. And somehow, in the same breath, he claimed he still loved my mother. That night dragged on forever. We talked for hours. He insisted on having the child. And once again, I stayed silent. That silence destroyed everything. When my half-sister was born, the truth finally exploded. Her biological mother abandoned her and left her with my father. When my mom found out, she refused to sign the birth certificate. Instead, she pulled out a folder filled with papers she refused to show me. My father was still emotionally wrecked from being abandoned by his mistress. When we got home, my mother asked for a divorce. My father collapsed. He cried, begged, apologized endlessly. My mother was cold. Emotionless. She told him she knew everything. Then she turned to me. She told me she regretted having me. That I was ungrateful and selfish just like my father. I was holding my baby sister as my parents screamed at each other. My mom called him a cheater who couldn't keep his pants on. Worse, she accused him of expecting her to help raise a child born from his betrayal. He begged. She packed her bags and left. The divorce lasted 7 months. In the end, my mother was ordered to pay child support for me. My father kept the house. That was it. She refused custody. Refused shared custody. Only agreed to supervised visits, and even then, she never showed up. I tried to contact her countless times during and after the divorce. She never responded. When I turned 18, she finally called. I was shaking with excitement, until I heard her voice. Cold. Distant. She told me she hoped I was happy. That she forgave me but would never forget that her own blood had betrayed her. She said she no longer considered me her son. I collapsed on the floor. I screamed at my father that night. Told him he ruined our family and my life. I even said horrible things about my sister, because she was a constant reminder that I would never have a mother again. My father never dated seriously after the divorce. He became depressed. He got a better paying job, but it still wasn't enough. He rented out a room in the house just to survive. He still celebrates his wedding anniversary alone. Sometimes I see him crying quietly. My sister asks about her mother. And the only honest answer I can give her is that we don't have one. 8 years have passed. My father hasn't moved on. He occasionally hooks up with someone, but says he doesn't want a relationship. He believes that as long as he can pay bills and buy food, that's enough for the rest of his life. My mother, meanwhile, started over. She opened a business. She remarried. She has another daughter. Sometimes I look at her social media. I send friend requests. Messages. She ignores them all. As far as I can tell, she's happy. And I live every day knowing I helped destroy the woman who loved me most. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe.